Anyone ever tell you that your ass is a wonderland?
Hands off, okay? You couldn't afford the price of admission.
Bar girl, let's go.
Okay.
Yeah, touches me again.
My sister came. Just bring that sweet heater right
Hey,
here.
don't you know what to touch me?
Apologize to the lady.
I'm sorry.
What? You want a job? Come on, guys. Hey! Come on, settle down. Settle down. See you tomorrow night.
The film opens with the introduction of John Brickner, a man who has just been released from prison after serving only 4 years of a 7-year sentence for a murder he had committed in the past. Upon regaining his freedom, John is determined to change his life and make amends for the mistakes he once made. With a desire to start anew, he relocates to Seattle, where he secures a job as a construction worker to support himself and stay on the right path. One night, while visiting a local bar, John witnesses a disturbing scene. A waitress named Frankie is being harassed by 3 aggressive men. Watching her struggle, John cannot simply stand by. He walks over calmly, confronts one of the men, twists his neck as a warning, and then forces him to apologize to Frankie. The men quickly back off and leave the bar in humiliation. Impressed by John's strength and courage, the bar owner approaches him afterward and offers him a job as a security guard at the establishment. John accepts the offer without hesitation and begins working 2 jobs, at the construction site during the day and at the bar during the night, striving to stay busy and productive. On his first night as a security guard, John intervenes in a brawl between 2 drunk customers who refuse to calm down. At first, he tries to reason with them, but when the fight flares up again, John is forced to use his strength to subdue them. With just a few powerful strikes, he drives them out of the bar. This altercation catches the attention of Reno Paul Saint, who happens to be Frankie's boyfriend. Reno is impressed by John's abilities and approaches him with a business card, offering him another kind of job, something that could earn him far more than either of his current ones. John politely declines, explaining that he already works 2 jobs and has no time for anything else. The next day, after finishing work at the construction site, John is unexpectedly approached by a woman named Veronica. To his shock, she reveals that she is the wife of the man he killed years ago. Veronica explains that she was the one who filed the petition that resulted in his early release from prison. But her help came with a condition. She now needs John to repay her by helping raise $250,000 for her daughter Sarah's heart transplant surgery. Though guilt-ridden and overwhelmed, John agrees to help in any way he can to make amends for the pain he caused her family. Later that night, John sits alone at home, counting all the money he has managed to save. Sadly, it's only a small fraction of what Veronica needs. Feeling hopeless, he goes to see Frankie and asks for Reno's address, hoping he might find a way to earn money faster. Frankie takes him to meet Reno, who brings him to a crowded underground building filled with cheering people. Inside, John discovers an illegal fighting arena where men battle brutally for large cash prizes. Reno tells John that if he agrees to fight, he can make a fortune quickly, enough to help the little girl and himself. But because he is still on parole, John refuses to participate in anything illegal, no matter how tempting the offer sounds. Reno keeps pushing him to reconsider, but John remains firm in his decision and walks away. The next morning, John visits Veronica's home and apologizes for not being able to get the money she needs. Frustrated, Veronica reminds him of the promise he made in prison, that he would do anything to atone for his sins. Their argument draws the attention of Sarah, who emerges from her room weak and sickly. Seeing her frail condition breaks John's heart. Deeply moved, he promises Veronica once again that he will find a way to pay for Sarah's surgery. The following day at work, John is abruptly fired by his boss for making a small mistake. But just moments later, the same boss collapses from a heart attack. Acting quickly, John performs CPR and saves the man's life, demonstrating his calmness and sense of duty. That night, John returns to the underground arena, this time as a spectator. He spots Frankie and Reno among the cheering crowd. The fighter representing Reno is badly injured in the first round and is unable to continue. With no other options, John volunteers to take his place in the next round. Before the match begins, a loan shark named Mr. Wolf arrives, demanding that Reno pay back a debt he owes. Reno pleads for time, promising to settle it after the fight. As the match resumes, John enters the ring, facing a fierce and heavily armed opponent.
All right, fight starts when you hear the horn.
You bite me, Chief. We ain't gonna be friends after.
All right, come on, John Richter. Gotta keep it. God damn it, get up!
Using nothing but his bare hands, he defeats the man in a violent and exhausting fight, earning a loud cheer from the crowd. Afterward, in the locker room, Reno hands John his winnings. However, John generously gives part of his prize money to the injured fighter he replaced. Days later, Reno and Frankie visit John during his morning jog. Reno offers him another fight, promising higher stakes. Realizing he still needs money for Sarah's operation, John finally agrees. Reno invites him to move in with him for convenience and better training. Together, they meet Deacon, the judge who oversees the fights, to discuss terms for the next event. Reno, who has recently gone bankrupt, cannot afford the required entry fees. Adding to the problem, John's parole status complicates things further. Still, John manages to convince Deacon to give him another chance. Reno later pawns his late father's championship ring, a family heirloom, to fund the upcoming match. Later, Reno takes John to meet a dangerous man named Nestor, hoping to negotiate. But Nestor, tired of waiting for Reno's overdue payments, orders his men to kill him. John immediately steps in and challenges one of Nestor's fighters to a 10-minute battle for $10,000. The deal is simple: if John wins, Nestor must forgive Reno's debt; if he loses, he will take on the debt himself. Nestor reluctantly declares John the winner, and Reno's life is spared. On their way home, John receives a call from Veronica, who informs him that Sarah has collapsed and been rushed to the hospital. He rushes there immediately and is heartbroken to see the weak, pale girl lying unconscious. Her condition strengthens his resolve to fight harder and earn the money she needs for her surgery. Back at Reno's place, John overhears a heated argument between Reno and Frankie. Frankie accuses Reno of exploiting John just to pay off his debts. Reno angrily denies it, claiming John isn't as noble as she thinks and even accuses her of being emotionally attached to him. John quietly steps out from where he was listening and leaves the room without saying a word. Before his next fight, Reno apologizes for his outburst. Over time, John continues to win fight after fight, his reputation spreading rapidly throughout the underground circuit. Many opponents begin to fear him, and some even refuse to enter the ring. Despite his growing fame, John still hasn't earned enough to pay for Sarah's operation or to qualify for a fight with the reigning champion, Sharp. Meanwhile, Reno's gambling habits get worse. He owes a large amount of money to Veltz, a ruthless tycoon who finances these underground fights. Veltz's men track Reno down and threaten to harm Frankie if he doesn't pay within a week. During one of his fights, John faces a powerful Mexican fighter and defeats him after a fierce, bloody exchange. Afterward, John celebrates his victory with Reno and Frankie at a bar. Curious, he asks Reno why he still hasn't arranged the fight with Sharp. Reno explains that the betting amount has increased now that John's name has become well known, so they need more money before they can officially challenge him. Suddenly, John gets a call from Veronica and rushes to her home. When he arrives, he finds her unconscious on the floor beside a letter. It reveals that Sarah's heart donor has been cancelled, and in despair, Veronica attempted suicide. John carries her to the hospital immediately. Thankfully, the doctors manage to save her life. When she wakes up, John gently comforts her, assuring her that he's doing everything he can to help. Meanwhile, Reno goes back to the pawnshop, hoping to reclaim his father's ring. Unfortunately, the ring has already been sold to another buyer at a higher price. Frustrated and helpless, he leaves in anger. Later, Reno arranges another fight between John and Nestor's men with stakes of $150,000 each.
You know, it's to the death, right?
Oh, yeah?
Get up! Move! John, move! Get John, move! Don't stop, John! Don't stop!
My brother was weak. Not like me. They'd be begging me to stop.
Come on, John.
Up to him.
Please tell your man to stay down.
Before the match ends, John requests Nestor to order his fighter to surrender to avoid unnecessary harm. But Nestor refuses and demands that the fight proceed. Fearing that he might kill his opponent, John decides to forfeit the match, allowing Nestor to win. At the same time, Veltz's men catch up with Reno and beat him severely for missing another payment deadline. The following day, John is fetched by the same men and taken to a luxurious mansion, where he finally meets Veltz in person. To his surprise, Veltz turns out to be the father-in-law of John's former construction boss, the very man whose life John saved during a heart attack. Out of gratitude, Veltz offers to grant John a single request. John makes two. First, he asks for $250,000 to pay for Sarah's heart transplant. Second, he requests that all of Reno's debts be forgiven. Veltz agrees to only one of the two. Faced with an impossible choice, John decides to sacrifice his own goal and chooses to clear Reno's debts instead. After leaving the mansion, John tells Reno and Frankie that he is moving out to live on his own. Reno, feeling humbled and grateful, thanks John for saving him from financial ruin. Not long after, Reno receives a call confirming that John has been chosen to fight Sharp, the reigning underground champion. That night, John steps into the ring once again, facing his toughest opponent yet.
Come on, John!
John, your hands up.
You gotta go at him! You gotta go at him! Go at
Hey! You mind if we finish this?
Meanwhile, Veronica is seen running through the hospital corridors with tears of joy. The hospital has finally secured the funds for Sarah's surgery. John later visits the hospital, where Veronica thanks him sincerely for all he has done. Reno and Frankie arrive shortly afterward, and John surprises Reno by returning his father's rings, which he secretly repurchased from the pawnshop. The film closes on a note of redemption and forgiveness. John has finally found peace, not just by fighting in the ring, but by fighting to make things right. Thanks for watching. If you are new, don't forget to subscribe for more of these recaps. Until next time, have a nice day.